I've got I'm just going to mess about with this for a bit and see if I can do anything with that stud that broke. I've also got my microphone here, which is better when I turn around to talk to the camera because I always tend to do it this way. So I'm just testing that as well. All these represent a failed attempt from the other day, when I did the other day. And obviously those two represent the successful attempt. This is a French head, same bolt pattern. Right, that's the one we're interested in. It's doing something. Should we have a look? You know, it's already ruined. You can't ruin it anymore, can you? I think because it's all offset, it's without a milling machine and using a proper end mill on a really rigid setup, you've got no chance really. But because it's already, you know, it's already gone off centre, hasn't it? That's an airline fitting. I've just stuck a 5/16 drill through it. Engage safety squints. I think the remnants of the stud is quite hard. Because of all the welding and chilling and all that. You can see that the drill is struggling because it's kind of off centre. To be honest, I don't really know why I'm bothering with this, but it's just for the sake of experience, I suppose. I'm going to go back to trying to weld it. I don't think it'll ever come out by welding actually, because it hasn't got a clean hole to turn in. No, okay, fair dues. I'm going to give up on that one. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 broken studs. just for the sake of completeness, after that video where I failed on 2, let's see what it takes to get these out. I'm getting a bit short of metal bar though, look. Could be a problem. No, I've had enough. No, packing in. You know, I'm wasting all my gas, I'm wasting all my wire, wasting my time. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest, you know what I mean? I'm kind of, you try everything, don't you? You try this, you try that. People make suggestions, you know, with all the best will in the world, and you think, okay, well, I'll give it a go. But basically, I think you know, sometimes it can be just a machine shop job, can't it? Where you have to put it on a milling machine and go in at the core diameter and then just pick the threads out, pick the remnants of the threads out. I've got a milling machine, but it's not big enough to take a block. I just haven't got the setup to do it. Okay, I doubt whether this video will ever go out, but if it does, all the best. Cheers then, bye. Hello, I'm back out messing about with this block. Still trying to get to grips with stud removal. I had a little session yesterday and I wasn't able to get that one out that I was trying to do. That one. You can still see the remnants of some of the threads there. I hoped I might get the remnants out, but I flipped the block over and I had a go at that one, which I haven't been able to remove. Then I came to this one here and I rigged up a drilling rig, homemade. I'll show it later, maybe, and was able to drill a hole down the middle. But what I thought I'd do is come in with the oxyacetylene, but just with a more normal sized torch, and just try and see if I can get the stud hot and then leave it to cool. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Here's my lighter of doom, look, there's only a tiny bit of fuel in it. This is a bigger nozzle. Putting all that into it, but you can't really say that the stud is getting red hot, can you? The block just sucks the heat straight out of it. Is that red? No. Well, let's let it cool down. Right then. Can you see that? It's got the weld right the way down the middle. I think if you can drill a hole down the middle and get the weld to hit on the inside somehow, as the weld shrinks, it shrinks the stud. I think that helps. But it was really hit and miss. The problem is, because there's less area of the stud, because you've drilled a hole in the middle, the weld has less to grab hold of at the top. That's why you keep breaking the top threads off. And that was what happened over here. At least I've been able to get one more out. And you can see it was quite deep down. Those threads are serviceable. Nothing wrong with those threads. So that's good, isn't it? So that's one more out. This is the remnants of a El Cheapo drilling machine. And you see this is actually the table. But what I did, I clamped it so that that piece was over the hole. I centre popped the hole, and then I started off with a centre drill. Then I used this one. But the problem is, because this is a cheap drill, there isn't that much. It ain't very well supported anyway. But I think this has got the makings of a decent thing if I can, you know, locate it a bit better. And I had to drive it with a driver in there, in that socket there. Just knock that onto there. But it's just a means of holding the drill straight. And I use the drill like this. The drill just goes in the top of there. And you hold the drill with your one hand and then move the handle with the other and wind it down. And I was able to drill straight through the middle of that one. So I might try and do that again. Again, it's all experimental. This is using the idea that if you can't take the machine to a milling machine, you bring your milling machine or drilling machine to the block. The problem with this is that you can't use the head to locate it. And I did try using the head to locate it and then drilling down through a bush, and it went off centre. So I don't trust that method unless my bush wasn't the fit of the bush in the head wasn't tight enough. It was just an air fitting. It might be worth giving this one another go now that I've left it overnight. I might do that first. I'll give that. I mean, look at this. There's only 1, 2, 3 holes left in this piece of metal. This thing was about 5 foot long when I started. Good things, ain't they? Pickup trucks. They make good tables. No. Look at that, I've only got 1 hole left. put a UJ on there. Well, that's not very good. Or is it okay? Oh, it might be okay actually. Looks like it might be slightly towards this side. It drifted, but I thought it might because I was having trouble punching it because it was on a bit of a slope. What's the chance of getting this end mill in here? No chance if I go that way. I think that's even further off centre. But I'll move it now. I'll bump it over and see what happens. It's not anywhere near rigid enough, but it's just kind of trying to, you know, experiment with an idea really. I think that is closer to the middle though. Don't think that's gone all the way through, has it? But I couldn't go any deeper with that. Well, I saw it glow bright red for about a fraction of a second. You have to ask yourself, how much thermal shock can the block take anyway? Done all that on that one there. I heated it up with the oxyacetylene. I've put weld on it, and I've just welded this to it. I've had to drill holes in my bar because I've run out of metal. But look, can you see that that is actually loose? Now that would only be loose. There's only two ways that would be loose. One, if the weld hadn't taken, which it must have done surely, or two, the stud is actually moving. Let's see what happens. Ah, bugger me. Look at that. Tell you what though, it came out, didn't it? Look, it's come out. Oh, has it come out? Yeah, it's got to come out, hasn't it? I can't have turned it like 3 turns. So that's good. Oh, bloody hell, it's gone again. That's the problem, because it's got a hole in it. It hasn't got very much area for the weld to stick to. I'm sure it's coming out, but jeez, is it, you know, reluctant? Can't believe that, that's just gone, oh, that's just gone really free. Ah, because it's broke, damn. Now what's left is really deep down. Look at that though, it's that's the danger of drilling the hole. Just checking that you're still recording. Can you see it's brought some of it out? And it's left some of the rest of it. Look at that. So I don't know about drilling the hole. Drilling the hole certainly helps you heat it up. The chances of being able to weld onto that now are pretty minimal because it's so far down the hole. And the chances of damaging the top of the hole with the weld is quite high. So I'm not sure where that leaves me now. Oops. Dropping it on the floor spoiled my ta-da moment. But looking at them threads, I can't help thinking that them threads in the block are a bit buggered up. Let's see how that feels when I put that in and out. I'd say that that would hold a stud quite nicely. Yeah, it feels alright. You know, it feels just the same as any of the other holes. So there you go, 2 more studs successfully removed, but you know, what a rigmarole. Another little technique of having the modified drill, cheapo drill press. Obviously if it was a modified, better quality one, old one, it'd probably be better. But it did enable me to put a hole down the middle of that stud. And And the first one I did, I drilled the hole using that yesterday without having all that rigmarole with the end mill. So that works quite well. And I used a Torx driver as a sort of easy out, which I sometimes don't do, but you could see that I struggled and struggled and struggled. But my idea was that if I heat it up hot, when it's hot, if you try and move it, it tends to move. And having the hole at the middle gives the metal somewhere to kind of expand into, hence contracting it. And it did bring it out in the end. So that was interesting. So what I want to do really is stop messing about with this and start doing the boring work on the other engine, you know, the motor that I'm actually supposed to be working on. Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking an interest then. Bye.